Cheers.
Cheers. Ganbei.
Kebye.
Hello. I'm glad to be here and to have such good opportunity to have an interview with Kebye Lin, the founder of the EUC pioneer company Begode. So also today with me, Vova Merriwald. Actually, it's a very experienced rider from Canada, from Toronto. So he is also a very big fan of the Begode brand, and he will help me to show you the person and open more deeply of Kebye. So we will ask some different questions maybe. So first of all, thank you very much for you found the time for the interview. I know you're very busy. So many people around the world know about a Begode company, but they don't know about you like a person. So let's start from the question, how did you get the idea for producing, creating the EUC?
This is a long time ago, maybe around 70 years ago. At my university, grade 2, I witnessed the YouTube of the Segway two-way self-balance wheel. When I first viewed the video, I was shocked by its system. I'm thinking about it, how it's working and how it balances, and a lot of questions live in my mind. And from that time, I focus two-way self-balance wheel, and cost around many years, and I make a sample, and from that sample, I write the two-way balance wheel, go around the outside, and last one day, some guy asked me why I do not do a single wheel. From that time, I started my EUC project.
So do you mean some guy, is it your friend or some random people from the street?
Like guy is someone I never met. Just I ride the two-way balance, go outside to go to the mechanical marketing and to search some stuffs. And like guy we never met is some stranger guy.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you told that you start to create in the UC, check the possibilities. So what was your background before? So your education or maybe hobbies when you was young?
Actually, my background of university is mechanical and electronic. But in fact, my professional was not any related about wheels. I just keep my hobby and my interest in about self-balance wheel.
Did you get the Segway for yourself before starting making your own version?
No.
No, you didn't buy it.
You know, that time around 70 years ago, Segway is so expensive.
Oh.
People to buy. I just go to university at grade 2.
So you had to start from scratch, without any ability to like reverse engineer ready product. Yeah.
Yes, just researching the knowledge and check the books at the library, and all knowledge that time is very leak. So all knowledge I have to search by the website on libraries.
And what was the most challenging part?
I think that time most challenge is no anyone can talking with me. I do searching by myself. I have a job in a lot of interesting about the unicycles and self-balance wheels, but that time lack of knowledge. So I only need to search on the website, and sometimes it's some difficult problems and issues no anyone can talking with you. That time is so difficult.
And did you have for those moments some experience in programming of coding?
Yeah. That time, I said that time lack of knowledge for self-balance wheels. Because that time the microchip and the software wheel, we just focus on industry or some army materials. So not for us like for people's use. So difficult to search the knowledge. Yeah.
And what was first prototype? I mean, working machine which you can write. So what is the specification of this wheel? So diameter, maybe power or size, weight.
Before I produce the product, I crossed around 5 years on R&D, and when I make the first one produce, I want to make it the more power, more intelligence, and more smart, and make it more high speed. So first produce I made is I'm super 18-inch. That I can reach to around 35 or 14 kilometers. I think is world most high speed one that time.
You said M Super 8-inch?
Yeah, 18-inch.
Oh, 18 inch.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
18 inch.
18 inch.
Yeah.
So but that was pretty late, right, in the time. Because he's asking about like very early prototype that you actually made.
Yeah.
Like very first wheel that you was able to balance and actually step on it and ride. What did it look like?
The first one.
First one,
Yeah.
single wheel.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult to describe, but the sharp from the 10 years ago to right now, almost no bigger difference. I think, but the outside surface looking is very simple, and as like brace the wheels is outside the structure, outside the structure. Yeah, it's very simple. No suspension, and no light, no any other functions. That's for just for balance and ride.
And which diameter, voltage?
67
67 volts.
voltage and around 500 watt hour. Yeah.
And the diameter of the wheel?
18 inch.
18 inch.
Yeah.
14.
18.
First one.
So the first wheel was so big.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then those that you have at the factory at the main floor, the smaller wheels like 8-inch, 10-inch, you made them later.
Yeah, almost the same time, in fact, but the 18 inch is a bit earlier, but just a bit earlier.
And what is about MCM1 or?
NCN series is the third type of the Begode wheel. Third. Type, yeah, it's third one. Yeah.
And what does M stands for in the MSP?
MCM,
MSX. What does it stand for?
It's mind.
Mind.
Yeah, mind.
Wow.
Yeah, mastermind.
Master Super
Yeah.
X.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mind.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it means the intelligence, maybe about intelligence, mind, your brain. Yeah, I select the 18-inch. I think more bigger wheel size, more easy to balance. And I think if we ride the 18-inch, I think for most road we can ride. And if we select too bigger size wheel, and I think not easy to control. And too small wheel, I think not enough to transportation for some broken roads.
Okay, so 18 inch is ideal size, basically, right?
Yeah.
Ask about your childhood, where you was born.
Yeah, I was born at Fujian, China. Since I was a childhood, I'm so deeply about wheels, about mechanical and some toys. I can disassembly the toys and assembly again by myself, by my hand. So since I was young, I job in about the science. And the later, my dream is to become a scientist. So when I go to primary and middle school, I often often join the science game competitions and get better rewards. And when I go to the high school and university, I focus deeply on the wheels. And especially when I graduated from the high school, I selected the car professional. Car professional, Like I think it's a four wheel car professional, but in fact, I selected is a subway car because in Chinese it's a 车辆工程. It's the same words, but the entirely different direction. That's crazy.
Actually, it's car, but super heavy car.
Yeah, super heavy car. Because I am so interested about the wheels. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what we learned during our trip in China. That the word vehicle is che.
Yeah, it's the same.
And whatever any type of vehicle you want to name, it will have che. And sometimes you add 1 wheel, 2 wheel, electric, maybe 4.
All wheels have is chair. Subway, railway, cars, electric cars, unicycles, all is chair.
So even you got tricked by Chinese language. But I can tell that you had a real talent in creating things, because you said when you were a kid and you were disassembling toys and assembling them back. For example, if I was a kid, I remember, and if I disassemble the toy, I couldn't put it back. The toy is done.
Something I think no matter what, if you want to do as your job, I think you can select your talent direction. If you can select your direction of your talent, you will get more easy, more happy, and no tired. You can get a lot of patience on your job. As like a unicycle, my hobby, my interests.
So you're enjoying.
I'm enjoying.
That's really great. I'm very glad for you found your passion and you follow your path.
This is really fortunately I can select my job, select my business as my hobby. Not so many people have so lucky.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, and what was the next step after your first working prototype? So, how you create the team of the people who think the same like you, who want to support you for growing up?
Actually, when I just starting contribute the company, at 2013 years, when starting, no group, no investor, and no any supporters at the right time, because not so many people are interested about the unicycles. As most people think is dangerous stuff and difficult to learning. So when just starting is so difficult. But fortunately, I learning and for design and researching for 5 years before I contribute to the company. So as like a software, hardware, and design, outside looking, design and the surprise and the customers all do by myself. Only me. So but after a few months later, I created a super first product. I got the orders. So by the orders, I starting to hire some people to join the Begode group, and then that time I hire some people, but I still not enough money to pay their salary. So around 3 or 4 months I didn't pay them any money. But they still follow me and support me because they put a lot of expecting and hope on me. They want to follow me and so me to contribute intelligent company. So when starting, in fact, it's really difficult, but still after a few months, still a lot of people support us. And then few years later, I'm moving from a small, like a space, a small department, move to a bigger size of standard factory. And then from that time, I starting to contribute the standard company and starting to hire special and professional people to join the Begode to contribute the different department, produce department and software department and like that.
And it was in Guangzhou.
Yeah, in Guangzhou, yeah.
Yeah, and also I have one interesting question. So actually, I think you was maybe first or one of first person on the planet who was riding the EUC. So how many time you spend for study operated to ride?
You know, when I make a first sample, that time is not 18 inch, it's 14 inch for my first sample. You know, too small wheel for me because my head in China not too roll. So, and that time, you know, the mainboard not stable, and the battery is not enough power, and the software also not so good. So that time, the wheels are so soft, easy to crash, you know. So I running the unicycle, I often crash and my tubo always broken. Even though my clothes is here anywhere, a lot of broken when fall down. So I cross around the crazy.
Typical story.
Yeah. I cross around the half month to rainy and anywhere it's get hot. But fortunately, I never broke my bone because the light time only 20 kilometers. So over 20 meters fall down, and sometimes the mainboard not enough stable fall down. Any reasons, a lot of reasons, lead to me fall down. The car was so crazy that time.
Yeah, nice story, nice. So, and if we come back to your answer about how you found the first company in Guangzhou with some people with some different department, the name of the company was Gotway.
Yeah.
So, how you choose this name and what does it mean?
Gotway means you know got way. The unicycle is so convenient and so smart and very easy to carry to ride. So in my mind, this unicycle easy can support your transportation. Gotway means easy to get your way, get your own
Anyway.
way. Yeah, anyway, yeah.
So it means that the Gotway name you create from English, not from Chinese. So it's not translation from Chinese. It's originally it's originally English name.
I just put the different words together.
English words.
Create English word. Yeah.
So, but your first website was kebye.com.
Yeah, kb.com.
So Kebye is your name.
Yeah, right now because at Facebook I put a company name as my name. So from that time, customers and riders call me Kebye. I accepted this name. In fact, my Chinese name is Lin Hongwei. Lin Hongwei. Because my first name is Lin and the second name is Hongwei. But right now, all riders call me Kebye. Kebye means is a common name. It's come from the Chinese translator. Ke means the sense. as you know, my dream is become a scientist. So I put Ke as my primary word, as the first word. Ke means the science. By Chinese meaning is group. Yeah, I put my mind on company. Want to make contribute to this company. Need all the world power to support it. That means need the gallery all riders thought and energy to here and contribute a very stronger group. And E means art. E art, yeah, art. I contributed company not only for the science, for the innovation, but also this contribute the company have a temperature, have loving, have article, and make it wheel as a bridge connecting the world.
Yeah. Like
so-
like with passion, yeah.
Yeah.
So Kebye.
Yeah, Kebye.
Kebye. So was that the name of the company, and Gotway was like a line of the products, or Kebye was just your personal like alias name, and the Gotway was the name of the company.
No, Gotway is the product name.
Product name.
Yeah, and the KBY is a company name.
Company.
Chinese company name.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Gotway as like a product.
Like a line, yeah, right.
Yeah, Kebye more as like a company. Company. Yeah.
Company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually more correct pronounce of your name is Kebye, not Kebye. Or
Depends on you.
It depends on
so it can be Kebye, Kebye, or Kebye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
I like Kebye.
Yeah, Kebye.
I like
Chinese.
Kebye.
So how? No, I just like how Chinese sounds. You know,
Kebye.
it just. I feel it's cool to understand and be able to repeat the pronunciation.
Yeah. Kebye.
Kebye.
Different accent. Kebye. Different.
Okay.
And how people, different people at the factory call you?
They call me some other writers call me Xiaoling, Little Lin. Because my first name in Chinese Lin, first name. So they call me Little Lin. Yeah.
Xiaoling.
Yeah, Xiaoling. And some new partners as like after 2000 years guys they come in and call me elder brother Lin, 林大哥. Elder
Older brother?
Yeah, older brother Lin,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And some people call me 林总 Boss Lin.
Boss Lin. I've heard that
Lin
one.
Yeah.
I've heard that one.
Yeah,
Boss
but
Lin.
I don't like call me Boss Lin. Yeah. I more prefer they call me 小林 or 林大哥.
And I also heard probably English speaking partners, they call you Mr. Lin. Right?
Yeah.
Official.
Some people, some partners come from the dealer. They call me Miss Lin. Two gentlemen, but I'm not a gentleman.
And I want to a bit go back with one of the questions. So you said you start getting your first orders when you made the M Super, right?
Yeah, I'm
V1,
super. Yeah,
right?
V1.
So how did you get your first orders?
Like time when we publish the wheel, I gallery I send a lot of promoter at Chinese website as like a 贴吧.
Like a marketplace, yeah.
Marketplace and as like a QQ, tension communicate and public anywhere. Yeah, and some people got interesting and call me and because I leave my information in my phone calls at the promoter videos. Yeah, so that time I think that time the people is more curious compared to right now. Yeah, because right now it's so normal, but that time, wow, what is this? So curious. Yeah, a lot of people interested about it. But when they know about the price of the wheel. Most of them rejected. Yeah, but still have little pay money.
Yeah. And when was your first international sale?
I remember the first big batch come from the Thailand.
Oh.
Yeah, right. You know, line called it V. Before before 7 years ago, is his wife who communicate with me, and then after his wife get pregnant, his husband to instead her to communicate with us. We call the V. V, yeah, Thailand V. We have already meeting for around 12 years. Yeah, from 2013 to right now. Yeah, and the second big batch is come from the Korea, South Korea. Yeah, because like Thai, maybe like Thai we still can use Google or YouTube. I don't remember clear, but
Use what?
YouTube or
YouTube.
yeah, maybe. So we public anywhere at the website, and because South Korea and Thailand are more close to countries, so they get more faster get information. Yeah.
And probably like shipping is easier, right? Like
Yeah, and the latter shipping is more easy compared to right now.
So first you expanded to Asian markets, right? And then you went where? Like Europe, America.
American, then Yola.
America first.
Yeah, American first. Yeah.
And what's about Russia?
Russia and the Ukraine and Yola, I think have a similar same time. Yeah, Russia, Ukraine, and Yola there. I think at Yola, French is the first country to meet us. Yeah, and then Germany, then Norway, and Beijing, and Helen, and then Ukraine, and Russia is same step maybe.
So I think one of the most interesting question for viewers, for riders, is why you changed the name from Gotway to Begode.
Because when we starting to contribute Gotway, because around hard working, and we make a lot of promoter for the Gotway. But like Thai, we have any mind. We have no any mind for this brand at the other country. This is the first point. So like Thai, a lot of dealers register Gotway brand by themselves.
Oh,
So,
really?
And another key point is because of Gotway in China have a similar name called it the Gotway, Gateway. Too similar, we are difficult to register. So the two reasons lead me to push to create a new name. And the second point I think is because of Gotway, Kebye, and the website so different. So I need thinking about the one. I need the gather products name, gather website, and the company name. Put the same name. So I think around 2 months to think about it. Yeah. So I have to change it another name. Got Begode.
And what does mean Begode?
The Begode, in fact, is some similar. Also, some similar translator come from Chinese. Begode. Begode. Be means compare. Compared to the last year, compared to the last night, compared to the last day. Be God means hair. Compared to last days, we need to become more hair, and the means morality. Morality means so I think for contributor company, not just I said not just investor, not just science or technologies, but your contributor company must be have a temperature, have loving. So morality means have art. It's connecting to my Kebye. Yeah, yeah.
So if we take overall, Begode means higher morality than yesterday.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like basically
Yeah.
every next day be better than
Yes.
your previous version of yourself.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Compared to ourselves, we must to take a progress more better and more morality and more loving and more responsibilities. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, it's a lot of philosophy in this naming, because some people think that be God means like be God or be go.
Because
So
Be going.
it's-
Yeah.
it be going, yeah. So a lot of version, but now we made it clear.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more than just letters. It's some meaning.
Yeah. In China, is it common to make such a complicated names with deep meaning?
Yeah. I think Chinese people, no matter for normally or for businessmen or for any different type of people, I think we are serious about the name. Yeah. The name means the starting. Yeah. Means your heart, means your original mind.
Can you tell us about your next growing steps points? So you was a quite big company with different departments. So you changed the name. At which moment you decided to create the suspension wheel? So what was your idea, or then you first time think about the suspension?
Actually, I often view the videos from the YouTube or Facebook, and a lot of ideas come from the riders around the world. And some people, in fact, have already designed balance sets to make some suspension with the spring or some shocking buy from the market. I think there is a lot of reasons. I think, but most come from the idea come from the riders. I think, yeah,
So,
riders supply so many.
Was it something like MCM 3 or MCM
Yeah, it was like
black one with yellow?
outside mounted springs. Yeah, and pedals would move like that, right?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
the wheel moves, the pedals
Yeah,
move.
yeah, yeah.
Was it the
Pedal.
one?
Right now I sold it to Russia customer. Yeah, like around 2015, around amazing, 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was like completely opposite. Like instead of the wheel absorbing, it was pedals moving
Yeah,
on the.
Yeah. Maybe I will attach the picture,
Yeah,
because it's
maybe.
quite popular.
Yeah.
maybe that's video. Okay, and then you started. So you got inspiration from community basically, and you started working on your own design.
Yeah.
Nice, and then it was what Hero? Yeah, no. What was the first suspension wheel?
First suspension wheel.
The first suspension NCN3
EX. EX.
Oh,
think
EX.
Yeah,
EX20.
yeah,
EX20.
yeah. It's EX with a suspension.
Yeah.
And the suspension is so small.
Yeah.
Need to charge air. But like the take not enough stable, often leak of air. Yeah. Like we always produce a small batch. Yeah, that time all is not stable.
Yeah, it was like a first try. Yeah, you still have it. You still have it at your showroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a funny question. Why you don't make suspension with the four forks using four air shocks?
Air shock.
Yeah.
Four suspension.
Four. Yeah.
Because I don't want to waste riders' money on not useful things. I want to save money for our customers, for our riders. Yeah, not means you are not a company for sales suspensions. You are a company for making a wheel. So you must focus all your budget on wheels, but not all for suspensions.
And the most serious question: why did you decided to make your own shocks, your own design of shocks and sliders and everything? Why you don't use some shocks from
like
existing
Fast
companies?
Pace or DNM or some local brands? So it's quite many brands in China who produce the suspension. So why you decide develop it by yourself?
Because the right design the wheel not just only for sale. But also we focus on deeply innovation and technology. Actually, because around 10 years from the first assemble to right now, we always design our self shocking. And if you want to make your wheel become better, you have to focus all energy on details, especially the key part. So if you want to make it better, we have to do by ourselves. It's more efficient and more stable, and we can put more stronger materials, and we can more easy to support the customer the design, and more easy to change and update. If certainly we can also buy from outside the third company, but I tried before.
Oh, okay.
So easy to broken. DM fast surface we put at the S-way or master. We jump from the 2 meters to test. Even though the CO breakouts, that's very very weaker, very weaker. So we had to, we test. In fact, we test a lot. But no matter how stronger, we will focus our energy and budget on our self suspensions.
Yeah, and you told about some key parts. So for today, which parts you produce by yourself?
We produce the mainboard, BMS, and connecting board, and battery packing, and some CNC parts, and assembly all do by ourselves.
And all suspensions also.
Yeah, all suspensions.
So it means that you order only motors and some body parts, yeah?
Yeah. Some parts easy to processing we buy from outside. But the key parts all made by us like a mainboard.
And what is about the headlight display? Is it your development or?
It's like this small parts we design and develop but produce outside because it is not keep out.
Even though you have a SMD line, you still order lights on the side, yeah?
Some parts we order the original part, but SMT at outside by ourselves.
SMD yourself.
And what is about the motors? So is it some special motors? So it means that a company who produce the motors created for your, especially for your tasks, or it's some standard motors and different company can also get it.
No. When we starting contribute the company, we buy the wheels. It's the same as like a scooter wheel. Scooter motor. It's the same, almost the same. Just a small change that can be used on our unicycle. But right now, all motors was made by specifically for EUC, not common motors right now.
And do you design them in-house and you give drawings to the factory?
Yeah. We design the by ourselves and produce outside. Yeah.
And how hard is it to find a factory that can match your design?
Actually, it's difficult to find. We have to experience. We got fair from the motor many times. Very difficult to check, to figure out the motor's supply. Very difficult. Because unicycles is so small market and most of the motor suppliers they don't want to make unicycle motors. So actually difficult to figure out. But our original motor supplier, we have already cooperated for more than 12 years. Certainly on the processing, we also figure out other different brand to match us. But finally, all is fail. Yeah, because they never meet the unicycles motor preference, never meet. So following they think is so simple and easy, but actually, is very sensitive of the unicycle motors.
That was T4, yeah, T4.
Yeah, as like T4, we select around 3 brand of motor supplies, but all of the 3 was got fair. Yeah. Because they treat it is too simple, but actually very bigger challenge.
Going back to suspension talk, because we had I can tell that your efforts on developing your own suspension that is specifically dedicated for EUC. I can tell that those efforts are paying off because we got a chance to ride one of your new wheels, Falcon Pro.
Yeah.
And the suspension on those are really impressive, and like we were jumping and dropping hard, and even heavy rider couldn't get any bottoming out.
Yeah, never bought.
Very impressive. I'm really glad to see that progress, and very excited to see that new
And
structure.
also not only see and hear.
Yeah, the sound. No
noise,
rattling
yeah.
on rebound.
Yeah.
Completely silent.
Like premium product.
Very
Yeah.
pleasant.
Yeah.
Very pleasant noise.
Yeah.
I mean, its absence, and very quiet and smooth work. Nice range of adjustments, rebound, the compression. So really good work. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we cost around 3 years for this type of suspension. In fact, we have already put this take on Pencil. Pencil is the same type of the Falcon Pro suspension, but the last time, like the first one middle suspension we made. But for the Falcon Pro is the second product we use the middle suspension, new take. So entirely different. You tried it. Very sound, very silent, and so soft, and no bottom, no rebound.
And very good control.
Yeah, very good.
So it's not soft. It's so you feel, but it's suspension. But you control it. Yeah, you control it like usual wheel without suspension. So it's very good balance.
It gives you like you can preload, jump, and you don't like you feel the motor, you feel the wheel.
Yeah.
It's not interfering with the jumps and like airtime.
And also it feels like you can control the preload level.
Yeah.
So it's very useful.
The pedal you can follow your feet.
Yeah.
I think the suspension is a key part for the whole performance. And the motor, we put the tire motor, tire magnet, support the high torque. And the stator, we put more copper and decrease the resistance, make it surprise more faster.
More copper.
Yeah,
okay.
more copper. Yeah, more copper. Yeah, and I think other take is just for faster assembly and disassembly. It's like all our connectors is outside the mainboard. And the riders, if he want to change his mainboard or for update, almost no need use a screw tool. Just by hand and can take out his mainboard. So easy. And also for faster assembly, it can support the faster change the motor and tail. And under 5 minutes, can change it.
I witnessed that the first time guys were giving me a Falcon Pro. The suspension installed was soft, not good for my weight. So I asked to change suspension, and yeah, it took them like 7 minutes.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
very fast. But yeah, not 5, 7 because 2 minutes looking for the spring.
changes suspension spring maybe 3 or 2 minutes depends on your hand, I think. But how slow? Yeah, I think under 5 minutes you can complete your change.
Yeah.
So also I want to ask you, of course I know, Vova also know, and many experienced riders understand the question, but for many people it will be surprised. The question is about the whole sensors. So is it possible to ride the Begode wheels if whole sensors will be broken?
Actually we cost around 2 years on R&D the whole sensorless motor control. We will put the firmware on the Falcon Pro, and the next step for Pencil, for Racer, for Segway, and for Brace Pro, and new batches of wheels. We'll put the firmware at the application and downloaded by our riders.
So do you mean that for today all modern firmware support the algorithms without sensors, or riders must have a last batch of the wheel?
For all new models like a Brace and X-Ray, Pencil, Racer, the hardware support the firmware to update. But right now we want to test more on for this batch. But for Falcon Pro, we have already finished the test right now. And when we publish Falcon Pro, original firmware support the whole sensorless.
You can also stop. You can go again and stop and go. Right?
Yes.
There is no problem. Right?
No problem, no any pairing.
But right now, the current firmwares, for example, on X-Way, on Race, on ET Max, if the whole sensor fails, what happens on the go?
Cut off right now.
Okay,
So we need to update the firmware on the app by our application, and after download, if the firmware, the whole sensorless firmware still can keep right. And
so let's say the holes are defective. Can the rider just ignore and keep using a holeless mode, or it's recommended to replace the motor?
I think it depends on the riders. If you want to.
So again, the wheel for people, If you have budget, replace it, right?
Have the better replace because you have a backup balance.
So it's there is no extra stress for the controller to handle sensorless driving. No extra stress, no extra wear on controller. And for example, if the motor of a new wheel, if it fails, the whole sensor fails, will it be a warranty claim or no? Can they claim it through the warranty?
Warranty?
Yeah. If the whole sensors fail,
sure.
Can the user say, sorry, my whole sensors failed, can you replace the motor? Or you will say, no, keep riding.
Hope not a replace motor maybe, but our responsibility must be to warranty.
To warranty. Still warranty.
Still warranty.
Okay. So if I understood correctly, a holeless control of the motor is only as a safety and backup. right?
yeah,
Not,
yeah.
It's not meant to be used like that for
Yeah.
for many months.
for a long period, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe do you have some list of the models for existing riders for understanding which model can support whole
Sensorless.
Holeless.
holeless algorithm? Or so for example, some viewers has a Falcon or T4 or Extreme, so how they can understand, is it possible to use this new software on old wheels, or it's impossible?
Just for I said for Segway race pencil as like it and
Blitz.
and the Blitz
Blitz
yeah.
Pro,
Yeah Blitz Pro
all new wheels.
yeah last new wheels yeah
Last
So ET Max now.
it makes I not sorry I'm not clear maybe supporter
I think the limit is the CPU, right?
yeah, microchip.
Yes.
Yeah. Microchip is a key point because must be high frequency operating. Yeah. If you cannot support, I think we can also update the hardware and someone if needing, we can they can buy balance set and original to maintain keep the whole Sensorless firmware. Yeah.
I'm curious, why don't you use SiC transistors, silicon carbide transistors on new Begode wheels?
Actually, SiC most SiC filter is used for high frequency control board. It's like 100,000 high frequency hertz. But if you put on unicycle, unicycle only 15,000 hertz. It's very low. But the SiC filter is high voltage, low current. But actually, for the unicycle, it's medium voltage but high current. If you put a cylinder, I think it's more dangerous compared to the normally MOSFET. Yeah.
So there is, basically you're saying there's no advantage, right? Because SiC 300 meant for 100,000 hertz.
Yeah.
And EUC
only
15,000 is enough for
not any
operation.
useful,
Not useful.
Yeah, and even though make some mistake because the low current support.
Yeah, I see. What would be the benefit? Just the marketing benefit then?
Yeah, it's a good for promote. I think because most of riders they don't know what SiC, what is useful, how to use useful, and how it working. Yeah, that's very easy to get promote.
And then if you're saying if it's low current, then you are forced to install so many of them, to handle the current.
Yeah.
You have to bridge more like eight MOSFETs, right? At least to support the current of the wheel. So basically, it also probably brings the cost up a lot, right, for the controller.
Yes, yeah.
Because SiC is more expensive, and you also need more of them.
Yeah,
right.
And waste the money. I think.
Waste of money.
So I don't think it's a good idea for put SiC on unicycles. So anyway, we not put SiC on unicycle right now.
Okay.
So maybe we can change our attention from the technical moments a little bit to your private life, to your usual life. So I want to ask you, do you have a family and you are so busy, you have so many projects. If you have a family, do you have time for the family?
Yeah, I got married at 2017 after my mom lived away, and got 3 babies, and my one daughter 7 years ago, and 5 years ago 4 boy, and 2 years old second son, and actually it's very difficult to balance the family and personal life and factories. Because I almost put half my life on factories project. So really sad for my families because I'm so sorry. Yeah, so sorry to my families. Yeah, not enough time to take care of my kids. Not enough time to meet my families. Only the vacations is like a China New Year. All people got vacations. I have to leave away company and take my families to go outside to go have a trip or traveling. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I think it means that your wife support your position, support your business, and she understood you.
Yeah. I think my wife is very kindly, very kindly. He understand me and assign me focus energy on the unicycles. Yeah, I think family come from my wife is a very key point for helping me to maintain the. Yeah.
7, 5, and 2. So for 5 and 2, probably too early, but still have to ask. Can they ride easy?
Actually, I really want to teach them to ride unicycle, but not enough time to teach them. Yeah, that's a bigger pity right now. Yeah, maybe for the future, maybe I will. If the economy become better, I can save more time on families and teach them to take them to go outside to ride unicycle. Yeah.
For what's your personal recommendation for if you have a 7 years old? What Begode wheel should they buy?
Maybe A1, future A1 and A2. Non-suspension first.
Non-suspension.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're sure about You think that the first wheel must be without suspension, yeah?
Yeah. For more easy to learning. Yeah, but after they grow up more, I think Falcon Pro is good for learning. Yeah.
Does it mean that you actually have no any time for rest? Maybe you have some hobby, some play badminton or something after work day, or no way for rest?
Yeah, actually at that time, I always stay with R&D department in the marketing department. Stay with them to make a lot of meetings and talking a lot of innovations. In fact, only after work, after 9 or 10 p.m. I like after that time is my personal private time. I can keep silence, keep my personally stay at the Hobbies and to thinking about something new and for the future. Yeah.
But no rest actually. No hobby, no activities, yeah.
Actually, I have a lot of hobbies. I like ride unicycles, ride bicycle and motorcycles, swimming, running, and basketball and any sporting. I love it, but not enough time right now. Yeah, I have a lot of hobbies, especially for wheels. I never reject wheels. Yeah, that's my original hobby. Yeah.
How you feel inside the company? So for my opinion, we spend 1 month here, and it feels like you are like more than only co-workers. So it feels like you are like family or very close friends. So you have dinner sometimes together, some activities together. Is it true? Or?
Yeah. Because I never treat the company as my owner mine. I am more prefer treat the company as a bigger families. Also, I never treat our riders as our customers. I treat all my customers, treat all my riders and our employees as like friends, as a bigger family. Yeah.
Yeah. And as I saw for this month, mostly your employers can write EUC. Is it all people can write EUC, or maybe you have some conditions, so you involve people?
Yeah, you join the team.
You join
must
the
learn.
team only after study of the writing EUC.
More than 80% of our employee ride the unicycles to go working and after working. And some employees they are very professional and they can as like a RD department they ride unicycle so professional. Yeah.
I also see a lot, lots of visitors coming to the factory, even in your absence while you were away on your Europe trip. So many just local riders, your friends, riders, partners.
Yeah.
They're all coming like almost every day. I can see new faces.
Yes.
And it just open door, like, and they all feel like, I can tell they all feel like home. You know, there is no need to like, go through front desk, register, everything locked. You know, key, fingerprint, like. Everyone can just walk in, have some tea,
use some public EUC.
No problem. Yeah, a bunch of wheels parked outside in the parking rack. So it's just so open. And is that like part of the concept that you created, or just how it happened?
Actually, as the company, I said I treat Begode company. I never treat the Begode company as my own mine. I think Begode is belong to the riders, belong to the employees, and I think no matter what we do, we must be opening our mind, opening our heart, and accept the different opinions, different suggestions to make more meetings and talking and more face to face to get more opinions from the different partners, riders, or employees.
Actually, you want to ask about the quality control.
Yes.
So let's speak about quality control. It's a good question, actually. Really.
No,
good.
because I want to ask this because look, the way I see it, right? They for example, like company, you had the way I understood this, right? Maybe I'm wrong, and you're correct. You put certain priorities, right? Priorities like to create a wheel for riders, to have like better performance, to be able to stay flexible and innovate on the go. Like that, I think that's like one of the key advantages of Begode company, because you can innovate and prototype very quickly, because you have almost everything in-house, right? And you have a great team of engineers. Everyone knows their work, so they can quickly create new wheels and see and test new things. But that, if we look in the past, that came with some cost, and that cost was quality, right? So lots of riders would complain when they receive the wheel. They have still to do some work, you know, have to check after the assembly workers. They still have to do some work and check that everything is fine. So I just want to hear your perspective on this, you know, about rider complaining about quality, and what is your solution for that, and what future do you see in regards of quality?
About the quality, you know, Begode make largest of models. Sometimes we push the too rush before, but from last year we focus on more details, because the mainboard and the motor and something other key parts have already been finished. So from the last year we gathering all power, focus on the quality from the design, from the processing, and from the after sales. All our energy focus on the quality, not just on one or two parts. It's a whole company's power focus on the quality, from the suppliers, from the producing, and from the design. As like Falcon Pro, we cost around 1 year to test. Yeah, this is our new stage of the quality express. So I mean, for the next 2 years, we will focus on details, not just only the key point, key paths, but also all of our quality details. And sure, if right now anyone got some wheels, get some quality problems, we will support the fast warranty. We contribute the group, and we are going to hire more after service partners to join our marketing group to support more high fast service. And another side, we are going to make a more deeply conversation with our dealers and make enhance the cooperate with our local dealers. If any of quality variance occurred, we will inform them and carry their wheels to the location dealers for warranty. And we also public our local shop owner to on our website, and show their details and for high efficiency support after sales.
And I remember also one more question, and actually it's part of your question, I think. So many people ask why Begode company have so many models, and actually in the same class also say so many, so like a T4, T4 Pro, T4 Max, Extreme, so it's only one class. Or Blitz Pro, ET Max, X-Way, Race, it's also the same class, but so many different but looking similar, and some people can't understand what is the reason. Can you explain your position about this?
For the large models, I think the key reason is come from we want to support the different needing for our riders. Some riders they love off-road, and some riders is a heavy guy, or some is a light guy. Some love the high torque, and some need a small wheel and a big wheel difference, or something medium wheel. So we make so large models, just want to supply different needing for our riders, and I want to match. I hope most of our riders can test different models, and he can get his own or his on his perfect wheel. So we design so many models. And sometimes we update from as like a brace to brace blow. Some people love his outside looking, but still said, this brace is so nice, but my heavy the brace cannot hold my weight. So we depends on his needing, then design a new model. Yeah, most ideas it's come from our riders needing.
Riders. Yeah. Like going back to warranty question, you mentioned you made a group, right? You mean Telegram group for the warranty claims,
Telegram group and the WhatsApp group and iMessages group.
Which one?
iMessages. Facebook iMessage.
Okay. iMessage. Okay. So I want to say, because I'm also a member in warranty Begode group. I just want to say that this is some crazy and brave approach to handle service requests, because normally companies they trying to hide all the issues, right? They want to hide and discuss with private in private with the customers if there's any issue. And then for the public, they say statements like, oh, the small percentage of our product has this problem and we will fix it, right? But you chose open way. You have this group and so many people go there and publicly publish things that are not working on your wheels, that are broken, that have this issue and that. And sometimes, you know, people get even angry there and use heavy language and demanding service. How did you, like, my question is, how did you find the courage, like, you know, power to choose this approach? Because this is like this is very honest, right? And I respect this. This is very honest way to handle service. But it's so difficult for you because it, you know, it also in a one way it harms your reputation because so many people talking, only one group only talking bad things, right? Because that's for service. You don't go and say, oh, today everything is good on my wheel and I am happy.
And actually people don't do it.
Yeah, people do
So
it.
they write only something wrong.
It's a special group created by the company itself just to come and complain. So can you tell me what inspired you? Like how can you handle this?
I don't think our riders complain about us. I don't think they are angry about our wheels, about the qualities and public any complaints on the group. I think it's not a bad thing. Their complaint is our target. So I don't think we need to hide the qualities problems. I think we need to accept this quality problems. We have to accept it, learn how to deal with. Because you know, Gotway is an opening company. We never never had any conflict, never had any complaint. I think it's a good thing for us, for our next target, for our next stage.
Yeah, I agree. That's I respect that. That's completely opposite from what everyone else is doing. It's very different way.
Yeah, actually, I had one question about what is your most different parameter, like a company from another companies, like from competitors. But we discussed so many questions, and it looks like all is different than our company. So that's absolutely another kind of the company.
Because we never treat Begode as a company. We always treat Begode as a bigger family. All riders, all customers, all partners is a contributor. Yeah, it's a contributor. It's a key contributor. Yeah.
Can I? When is a good time? I want to ask this really heavy question about. So I am a big supporter of right to repair. You know what right to repair is? Movement. Right to repair is a consumer right to repair the product they own.
Yeah.
And right now, or you want to talk later about this?
No, we can discuss it. It's interesting.
And right now, there is a global trend on removing consumer right to repair its own product. For example, you're using iPhone, right? You cannot just go buy a screen and replace it by yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, probably in China you can, but those crazy markets and everything, very smart people.
Yeah.
But regular user cannot, doesn't have access to original screens. And even if you have, they have encryption in place, so they prevent you from replacing your screen, right? And that spreads on other industries. And we can even see that in electric unicycles in some brands. But so far, Begode was, from my experience and from what I see online, Begode was always open to repairs, very friendly, designs that are easy to disassemble, easy to recreate parts. There is no overcomplicated proprietary parts that are irreplaceable and you should only go to Begode to source them. So so far Begode been very friendly in this regard for a right to repair for a consumer. So my question is, was it by choice? Did you choose to make all wheels to be easy to repair for users, or is it just a byproduct of how you run a business?
We will always focus for friendly for repair, for friendly assembly, disassembly. As like nice version our product of Falcon Pro is so fast friendly for repair.
Yeah.
This is our future target. I think business is another side. It depends on the phase. You know phase how? Business is a phase. I think, but that is not control, but friendly product we can control.
And also another example in this field is like some companies are placing restrictions on the wheel. So they can be in certain circles, for example, people who fight for consumer rights. This can be classified as a ransomware activation. So ransomware means you take something from the person and you demand money, information, and then you give back. So ransomware activation is I purchased a wheel from a brand, I paid in full, I own it, right? But I open the box, I cannot write it yet. I cannot write it yet because the company demands like a ransomware. They demand me to download the app and do certain steps. Download the app, provide my personal information, like email, create password, make account, right? Share permissions on my phone to the app. And only then they would activate the product so the wheel can actually balance, right? I just want to use this opportunity to ask you, in the future, do you have any plans to restrict your user in such a way?
No, we will never know. It's this. I said we always treat our riders as our friend and the family. No one as like a family treat a friend as like it. I don't think it's a smart way to make a business.
And for example, if someone texts Begode support and asks for a BMS, a brand new BMS, would you ship it out? Would you allow a user to buy a BMS, like spare, very basic spare part?
So not battery, whole battery, only
just BMS. You will ship it out, right?
Sure. Yeah. Our website there have a lot of parts include the BMS.
You can buy.
Yeah,
right?
sure. You can buy themselves to repair. You
Actually,
can save a lot of costing. You know, in America and Europe, the many workers are costing so much. If we can repair by himself hand, it can save a lot.
Yeah.
This is product. Is for whole people. Not is very heavily stuff. I think I need a match for whole people. Don't limit it. We want to make it unicycle become a bridge to connecting, not a for cars.
Because this approach, this openness, and this like simplicity in design, the current situation on the market is the most aftermarket parts and accessories are made for Begode wheels. You know, like it was always like that, different bumpers, handles, custom pedals, different lights, so different shells, right? Volvo used to make. It was always like so many different accessories for Begode wheels.
Yeah.
No one else had such a big support from community, because
like also custom display.
yes,
For example.
custom displays. There is a EUC watch. You can.
EUC
I have one. I have one. EUC watch, and so it just it's just nice to see how Begode is integrated with the community and the riders in such a friendly way. Not being bossy, you ride, but only in the way I tell you. You activate when I tell you. So it's very it resonates with me. I really love this approach.
Actually, it's very interesting question and very good that we discuss it, because many people, I think, don't care about it and have no in mind this position. So they think it's just electric unicycles. So this is just different looking, but don't think so deep about the control, about the access, and so on.
Because some brands, let me know if I'm too heavy on this topic. We can switch.
I think actually we can go to the next question.
I just want to note something. So because there are brands that, for example, make a volatile memory on BMS. So the microcontroller, the smart BMS, as soon as you unsolder BMS from the pack, it erases itself. So there's no more memory on BMS. So now it's a piece of textilite with some transistors in it. It's not BMS anymore. They do it on the purpose to prevent your repairs. Right? But if you ask them why they do that, they claim safety always, right? They would say, "Oh, if user go and does something, it's unsafe. So we decided to design it in a way that you cannot." But the truth is always money. So they just want you to buy a new battery pack from them, and that's it's all about money.
This is not our business and the target. Our target and is hope everyone can save money and cost a low price, can get a good, not to buy the wheel. I'm not sure how good or bad our wheels, but I will cost a lot hard working to saving costings for wheels, and hope more people and riders can join this group and make more people can buy a wheel.
So you told about your hobby, like active sport, like bicycles or motorcycles. So maybe you can tell something about the Extreme Wheel Company, how it was born, and what is your feeling about this batch of their business? So how you feel the future of the e-bikes?
Around 7 years ago or 6 years ago, we contributed a new group focused on two wheels project, include the bike, e-bike as like it, and we contribute this company. In fact, it's a group, not a company, and put the group name is Ichun Wheel, Ichun Bua, around the cost 4 years, with the group contribute fall down. With we invest a lot budget, but still no results. And last time, I asked Ishimbu Samuel, put him as a leader to contribute 2 wheels, but finally it's a fail. After last time, he said he want to make unicycles. So after 2020 years, he contribute Ishimbu unicycle company and take the name brand as a
Extreme Bull.
Explore. Yeah.
So for people, Sam, it's your brother.
Yeah, it's my brother. Yeah.
How many siblings do you have?
I have a sister and older brother. Older sister and older brother. Yeah.
So three children, yeah.
Yeah.
And your sister is working in a Begode company, yeah.
Yeah, he's for maintenance Chinese customers. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good for computer relationship with riders. Yeah.
Yeah. So Extreme Bull name was moved to Samuel for new kind of electric unicycle.
Yeah.
And how was born Extreme Wheel on your shoulder?
On my shoulder.
Yeah.
My shoulder.
How was born this?
So after Samuel leave away the Ishimbu, and I contributed a new group, keep on focus on two wheels. So I selected another name called it Extreme Wheel. So Extreme Wheel is 4 years ago. They contribute focus on dirty bike or some two wheels. Yeah.
Do you have e-scooters, or maybe you have plans for e-scooters, or only bikes?
Actually, I never reject wheels, no matter scooters or e-bike, dirt bike, any wheels. I love it. Yeah, I also cost around 1 or 2 years focus on design scooters, but right now we didn't design anymore because it costs too much time. I still need to focus my energy on unicycles. So right now we cooperate with the third company. The third company responsibility for strategy design, and we cooperate for Mainboard design. We cooperate right now.
Yeah, very interesting.
Nice. How interesting question. How do you design wheels? Like how the process works? You have like some designer department that is completely responsible. You just tell them we need a new design, or maybe you make a sketch and then you give it to someone else for them to work around it, or how does it work?
Most models was scheduled by me, and because I often make meetings and conversations with our riders, I hearing and accept their opinions and summarize together, and it's like a send filter a lot around the world. Sounds like gather together, and as like a sender filter, then summarize to a target. Yeah, this target is the schedule for our engineers to design for the future. Yeah.
And you mentioned before it takes like 1 year at least from like first idea to like first prototype. How long does it take?
Before many years ago, just starting the computer company, that time is always so simple. So we almost know make a sample, just make a final product. Cost around 2 or 3 months is we finish the product. But right now, entirely different compared to the old paradigms. Right now, we cost around 1 or 2 years from idea to finally product. We are more serious, more conscious about our qualities and all processings and supplies. Not as like before, 3 or 2 months finish the product. We finish the product, we still need cost a long time to test and update, and until to not any problem, then we start to make produce, then send out to our customers.
So when people say, "Oh, just the reaction to the market," Like that's so not true, right? Because you need 2 years to actually start anything. So
Maybe 1 year,
yeah,
but it also
1 year, even
quite,
that is
quite
a
long
long,
time.
yeah, long time. So for example, now we know we are expecting X Max
No,
and
nearly 2 year. Nearly
2
2 year.
years,
Yeah,
yeah?
not because you
Not
you
2 months, yeah?
you
Not 2
know
months.
from one idea we need cost around all key paths, not just also because it's like A1, A2, M105, A5 easy. All most of this mainboard almost the same. Not about the relate of the structures. But right now, as Falcon Pro or Sensorless, we need to consider more. You need to consider the structure and the suspension, the high fast assembly, disassembly, and need to test a lot. Yeah, as like the motor wheel, all is our personal design, and the connecting of the battery packing all personal design. And the test after test you find the waters through the tunnel.
Yeah.
So a lot of details, not as like before so easy. Yeah.
What is the main concept of X Max? What is the idea?
The idea in fact we make XMAX for high performance. Our original heart is design wheel for high performance for off-road, because X-Way still some people said to shorter distance ride. So
To what?
we to shorter distance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Not enough range.
yeah. Because not all people is high performance, high professional off-roader to climb here, to climb the stairs or jump stairs or jumping the hill. No, I think a lot of riders they love the off-road, but the jump a small jumping off-road as like small trails, small roads at the
Yeah,
mountain,
like
Yeah.
riding in the forest.
They
so
more
chill
prefer
ride.
the long chip, long chip, but not as like a very slap roads, but some hill roads have a small jumps. Yeah, as like it's nature roads. Yeah, but not as like X-Way. You can jumping and climb here and climb the stairs, not as like yeah. So the ideas comes from the another side of the offload, small offload riders ideas.
So X Max will be more off-road focused. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, yes. Around nature cheaper.
Nature trip,
Yeah.
not racetrack.
No, not race. Not race.
But why it's so
Such a high
voltage? Yeah.
For high performance wheel, more high voltage, more safety, and less currents. Just before you're talking about me, SIC.
Yeah.
I said the key point of the FET is about the current. If you put the high voltage, you can save the current and save the heat, and not easy to overheat and broken, and more security for the whole systems.
So that's why you increase the voltage, yeah. So so you have less heat, and you don't need that much current, so you don't need that thicker wires, right?
You don't need to put a too big wheel. If you put only 100 voltage, maybe you need some bigger size of wheel for motor.
So what is the biggest challenge? You designed your first wheel, your first ever prototype on your second year of university, and it was 64 volts, right?
67.
67 volts. And now you design a wheel there's 252 volts. What is the biggest challenge of developing higher voltage system?
I think for the technology, it's not a key point. I think most is come from the mind. How you can accept the high voltage mind. This mind is a key point to push the whole group to moving forward. Yeah. If sometimes I share my idea for our group. Sometimes not everyone support my mind. I think this is the more biggest challenge for me. I need to tell them why I need a high voltage. I need cost a long time to make our group to accept the idea.
So you have to fight and defend your ideas a lot, in your engineering group.
In fact, the tech is not a big challenge for us.
For us. Whoa,
Yeah.
for you. Wow, that's
Yeah.
because it's a big challenge for other companies, right? They
Yeah.
struggle. So many companies try to make a higher voltage, like step up from 84 to 100, and they fail so badly, like whole batches were just crashing, right? And you just casually say it's not a challenge for us. We just have to make our mind.
Tech is easy. I think the most difficult is to how to suit lane to bear the high voltage. Yeah.
So it's actually a bit surprising for me to hear that you planning X-Max as a
Off-road wheel.
casual off-roader rather than a racetrack wheel, right? Because I think the expectations of the market right now is that Begode should give an answer to another manufacturer, right, that made recently a high performance wheel, and they winning all the races and taking first places. So everyone is expecting an answer from Begode. And the whole rumor, whole expectation is that X Max is gonna crash everyone else and be the fastest on the track.
Yeah, I think a lot of our riders they misunderstand. They thought our X Max is aimed to other companies. Actually, our race and our race and as like Bracebro and the race have already reached a high 22 or 3 kilometers per hour. It's already very high speed. I don't need cost the money cost the budget on the new wheel to enter to other competitions. No need. I just follow our safe steps to move forward.
So, and actually it looks like very logical. So it was a X-Way.
Yeah.
So now it's X-Max.
X-Max.
It's like X-Way Max. So you reduce the way and it's X-Max. So it's off-road wheel with a big battery.
Yeah. The pedals, because we just tried the wheel today, the production, the first batch. The pedals are amazing. The concave pedals with some interesting ridges inside on the inside part.
Actually, I want to ask because you explained about how you develop new models and many questions. So it's very interesting. It's very impressive. Do you have some story then you was on the limit and you feel like it can be the end of the company?
Operating a company, we meet a lot of challenges, a lot of better situations and difficult. And for me, I think last one time I slept at the company sofa as like in the office, and suddenly I wake up. Because 2017 years I live my mom live away because of cancer. For that time, if you lost your family members, really very sad. I can control factory companies and I can control tech and control myself. Focus on the project, anything, I think I can contact. But one day, your family members leave away. That is out of my control. That's really sad. So that thing shocking me a lot, beat me a lot. But after that time, I cost around 2 years. I take a unicycle to go outside for cheaper and to see different sceneries, meet different friends, and cost around 2 years. I from Yunnan province to go Tibet twice. Yeah, ride the unicycle for recovery. Yeah. That's Betty's time, 2070 years to 2019.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah. That is a past. Right now, right here. 2 years later, I recover. Yeah, you must be accepted this thing. I think most difficult is how to accept it. How to accept the fate. I think most difficult. Yeah.
There are actually, I think many riders will agree that EUC helped them overcome hard moments in their lives.
Yeah.
That's actually very common. So, and you see that even touched you. So you experienced that interesting healing effect from riding EUC and clearing your mind. And that's really great that you had the opportunity to use EUC as a escape.
Yes.
What wheels did you ride for 2 years trip?
First time, 2019, I ride the ice from Yunnan province, cost around 1 month and 2,000 kilometers. Ride ice, non suspension like that. In fact, it's very tired for the first week, and after few weeks later, I accept feeling is a scenery. The scenery refresh your mind, refresh your heart, and make you more and more silent. And when you're meeting different people, and you can hear the others' stories, and have a common sign, and sometimes you can compare to them, and in fact, not every family is perfect. Every family have his own difficulties. So meeting different people, hearing different story, and see the different scenery, and slowly to recover. And the second time I ride the Monster at 2019.
Monster?
Yeah, Monster.
Also without suspension, yeah?
Also non-suspension from Sichuan province to go to Tibet.
Sichuan to Tibet.
Yeah, to Sichuan province to Tibet. Almost 302,000 kilometers. Yeah.
Wow.
And the second time, entirely different, harder to go to the cheaper. Yeah. And after that I always recover.
Your Facebook profile picture is from your trip.
Yeah.
With RS?
Yeah.
RS or
For arts.
RS,
For arts, yeah. I use drone to take my picture for myself. You can see the lake in front of me is so clean, very nice. Yeah. If you have any chance, you need to go to visit. Yeah. I also hope any of our riders, if you come to China, I have a chance to take you guys to go to the trip. Very, very nice.
Nice. How did you charge 3,000 kilometers?
Around the road, have villages at least under 15 kilometers have villages.
So you walk into some shop and they let you charge?
Yeah, go to restaurant. Yeah.
They let you charge.
Yeah, or some department or some apartment or hotels. Yeah,
They're all friendly, no problem.
Yeah, China is okay. I think. Yeah.
We know there are, you know, first you had Gotway, right? And then when the time came, it became Begode. But we also know you have some spin-offs brands, right? That also taking root from Begode, right? So can you tell us that story, that side of the story, how some of your members left the team and opened like a rival company?
Uh, Around 2019, I just have feedback from my Molly way, and like my coaching at the factory. He and his wife together make a darker strategy and leave away from the Begode company and take away my code technology engineer, software and hardware engineer, and some guys from the many workers from the Begode, and they contribute their own company. Like that's a very bad. Better experience in fact, because I just recovered from my mouth live away and meet another difficult situation, and almost because non-exist because my code technology engineers was taken by to take away balance, so lead to because of very difficult situations, and the like I always make a phone calls to my friend, and I told them my situations, and they make a lot of meetings and conversations.
So you basically had to rebuild from scratch when that happened.
Yeah, after that, I have to recontribute our department, marketing department, and R&D department, and teach them again. Yeah, waste a lot of time. Yeah, that's a really better experience. Because I'm believable to many people. I never mind. That's my question, but he paid me. I never thought it. So really teach me a lot. By that better experience.
Yeah.
But I think no matter what, I think also need to accept the fact and need to recover soon. Yeah.
And when that happened, did you see any signs? Like, did you have any idea, like some feeling that someone will leave and do something like that? On that was completely unexpected.
In fact, for the first time, I feeling very very sad, especially our leadership members. But after a few years later, I read a lot of books and make a lot of conversation with my friend. In fact, this experience, no matter what you do, maybe you will be better. No matter no matter what you do. I think the most important thing is how you can accept the fact and from recover from the better situations, especially your heart and your mind. Yeah, and do not waste any time on better experience. Yeah.
So maybe that even happened for better because it created a competitor for you, right? That also pushes you to innovate harder, right, and be better.
Yeah, I don't think it's a better thing if you experience the better. Yeah. you will make you more stronger and more great heart and more opening of your mind.
And it also opened the opportunity for you to rebuild the team and
Yes,
and,
yeah.
And get
your,
the fresh blood.
yeah, and your current team is such a strong
Yeah,
engineering team.
not a better thing, I think, for me.
Yeah.
Because that time I'm so young, okay, I can accept it. If I get older, if at my older time I experience better, I think for me is better, more better.
But I can tell that, you know, when we walk into, on a random day, you walk into R&D department and guys have like science books on their desks, you know, the math and trigonometry and like really complicated science. You know, studying, coding the firmware, exploring how to drive motor more efficiently, more, you know, so it's really impressive what is going on in your R&D department. So, yeah, I'm glad that you know you overcome all those issues and now it's all good and Begode is strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leader of Begode is a so strong person, like the Begode wheels. Yeah, so powerful.
Yeah. Never
that's
give
good.
up. Never
Yeah,
give
yeah.
up. Just keep insist. No matter any occur, you just need to focus your mind and your heart on one thing. Yeah.
Just like Begode wheels, because I had my friend crashed in Toronto on a master. He went too fast and ignored the dips. Crashed. The wheel went rolling like crazy. 2 packs from the rear, completely disattached and like flew in different sides of the road. He's fine. He's rolling on the ground, and you know we all stop. I look at the wheel is still on, without 2 packs, right? I pick it up, the wheel beep, balance. What a strong build.
Yeah, the same situation like with my crash on the Griffin. So it was absolutely destroyed,
Yes.
but working. And my dress was also crashed with how to say with a lot of
your pants were torn, like you had like
some blood on my hand, but it works.
So we learned about some difficulties that you had, but you probably also have some ways to protect yourself, like patents, agreements, NDA agreements with your workers. Can you tell us about this?
Yeah, in fact, any partners we will sign the contract and keep they can maintain our key technologies, especially for R&D department. But you not it's just a paper. It's difficult to keep everyone to maintain the key secret or technology. It depends on his majority. I think contract is just a paper. Also, we already registered around 200 pieces of patents, and we own the core patents for unicycle. At 2018, I bought the core patent from the Shangchen. You know, he is a inventor.
Inventor,
Inventor. And right now, Chinese government more and more serious about the patent. And last time we lawsuit the competitors twice and we got success. And I think for the future, the government will take a more and more serious attitude to patent.
And so you own the core patent for a self-balancing wheel. Can you briefly describe that patent?
The core of the pattern is around the power pad for unicycles. Yeah.
For unicycle. And so what about the patent for the wheel itself? Like foot
construction
pads?
or how it looks or how it works.
Core pattern of the pointer is around the platform to fit your leg, help your accessibility and the braking, and help you to stay in the starting to ride the unicycles.
Do you have the patent for the unicycle itself?
This patent only for use for unicycle, not for other stuffs.
Okay.
No. I think the question is, I think we need to change the way of explanation. Does it exist some patent for electric unicycle as for structure, as for transport? So, which says electric unicycle is the motor, motherboard, body, pedals, some hangers, and this
Battery.
pattern,
And battery.
and battery, yeah. And this pattern says that this guy create this machine and all rights for production is by this guy. So, does it exist, this type of patent?
In fact, the unicycles, electric unicycles.
Yeah.
The key part is the power pad.
Why? What do you mean?
How?
So if I don't put power pads, I can make unicycle without violating the patent.
But this is you can ride a unicycle with no power pad.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. But that's very special. Very special. Yeah, more than 99% need a power pad.
Yeah. But to produce unicycle, like let's say someone can open a company, right, and start making
It's
unicycle
illegal.
without pads will be legal.
Yeah, illegal.
Still illegal without pads.
Yeah, because anyone just like I need to make a sample for you more understand.
Okay.
It's like a bicycle. You have a handlebar. You said you need a handlebar. You can still to ride. Yeah, it's your professional guy. Yeah,
Like a circus.
yeah. I put the handle to a second company to produce.
Yeah.
But in fact, your produce bicycles still illegals.
Okay.
I'm saying.
Interesting. I didn't know it's like that.
Yeah, because the power pad is a key part of the unicycle.
But isn't first unicycle made by Shen Chen?
Yeah,
It didn't have any pads.
have.
Yeah, just flat.
Silicone.
Yeah, but
flat rubber.
just like that on the sides, right? Like
Yeah.
flat, not for jumping, right? No brake pads.
Jumping power pad is more special, but normally it's the power pad, some soft.
It just let's say it's just side pad.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
not power pad. It's just side.
Yeah, side pad. Yeah.
So that small pillow
Uh,
is considered a core part of EUC.
yeah, because never innovate before. Never. Yeah, because cold. Yeah.
Interesting.
But what is about the principle of working? So, in my opinion, the most important not how it looks or what kind of materials you use. I think the most important is how it works. So
How it was. Yeah. Work. How you work. Not depends on the shop.
Yeah.
But I speak not about the pads. I speak about the electric unicycle. So it has only one wheel and gyro system.
Yeah.
No, that's not innovation because many years ago, you can see Segway is also self-balanced. You also have a gyro. Yeah, but it's
Two wheels.
Two wheels is controlled by handlebar.
Yeah. So one wheel just belongs to that part of patents with Segway itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Single wheel.
Yeah, it's
also?
simple. Yeah. Because Segway all functions in fact is the same except the pad.
Pads.
Oh,
Okay. So it doesn't matter that it's now one wheel, single wheel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because need single wheel need this pad. If you have no this pad, in fact, your even load can starting. Yeah, can starting. Because when you're starting, you have to
Yeah, you
your
push.
leg push your leg.
Yeah. Okay. So and that patent is in China, Chinese market.
Two part. One part to China and another part in America.
In America.
Yeah.
Wow, complicated, yeah, with the patents. And you said other 200 patents for different parts?
Yeah, for different it's like suspensions, mainboard, sounds, softwares, and some detail, a lot details. It's like a handlebar. You see at the first floor for customers. Handlebar. Touch, push it and carry.
with some lock.
Lock.
So, but still, you're saying you own the core patents, so you can basically prevent other companies from making unicycles.
In fact, we cannot prevent. We just need to take a lawsuit back home.
Okay.
Yeah, back home.
So, if you lost it, you can stop them, right?
Yeah.
But you're just choosing not to?
Yeah, right now I just focus Begode itself. I need to focus all our energies on Begode itself.
And how many employees do you have now at the Begode company?
Right now we have around 60 partners working together and have a different department as like packing department, assembly department, CNC and producing, and R&D, hardware, software, and national Chinese national marketing department and foreign nationals department, a lot department, and the minister department, finance department.
But we speak only about the Begode company. So Extreme Wheel is another, Extreme Bull is another.
Yeah. Only
Because many people think that Begode and Extreme Bull is the same company, just different name. And I'm trying to explain all the time that it's very closed companies, but it's absolutely different. Different buildings, different vision, and
entirely different vision. I think Extreme Bull focus more on high performance version, and because their target is make cheaper unicycles for all the world. Anyone can buy.
Yeah, saying that Begode and Extreme Bull are the same companies is the same because Begode buys tires from a tire company. Now it's the same company, right? Just because you supply some parts, that's my understanding, right?
Yes,
you supply certain parts and probably software.
Software.
So it doesn't make it the same company.
But
just
now,
the same
but now some models from Begode use the tires with Extreme Bull logo. So it doesn't mean that it's the same.
That's a resource. We can cooperate. Also, we are competition, but we also can cooperate. It doesn't matter.
I remember last year you didn't have that many CNC machines, and this year I see that you expanded, you took over additional building, and it completely stacked with the new CNC machines. So can you maybe tell us about your future plans for expansion? What you're planning to add more to Begode factory?
For the future, we will invest all devices on our factories and introduce more devices for automotive, for produce and as like CNC and some automotive handle and more smart, make a battery more smart and more intelligence, and make it more efficient.
So automation and efficiency,
Yes.
the core focus. Because now you have SMD like PCB line, right? So you make your own controllers.
Yeah.
You don't depend on anyone else, right? And you have so many CNC machines now, right? You
Battery.
make your own batteries, like huge 2 rooms, right? With lots of equipment there. What else? Yeah, you just basically don't do like very hardcore stuff. Like you don't cast your own frames, right? You outsource that, right? But pretty much everything else you can do by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And what about the motors?
Motors, motors, it seems so simple, but actually it's very complex. We will focus more take about motors for the future, but we will not produce it by ourselves, but we will have some more advanced and high-tech technology peoples and students cooperate and design new motors and then produced by certain companies.
How do you think about the future of EUC industry? Which kind of wheels will be more popular, or will it be popular in future, or it will be like now, so very special? So what do you think about the industry? So how you see it?
When unicycle was be invented around 12 years ago, and that time all riders just want to buy unicycle for daily use for transportations because it's so light and so convenient. But over the past 10 years, developed unicycles have been used on off-road for long distance trip and for some speed racing or off-road racing, different duration to use. And I think for the next 10 years, I think unicycle will become to daily use and transportations. Only it become to normal, it will be explore bigger market.
So we are sitting in these nice jerseys designed by Begode. It says EC Malaysia Race 2025.
Yeah.
And so the question will be about the races. Last year you organized a really amazing race that brought people from all over the world. It was probably the biggest and the most impressive race so far that EUC ever
I think
experienced.
first in history, actually.
First in history, yeah.
Yeah.
That was really great time, and I just want to thank you again for organizing it. And we just want to learn what's the plan, what future plan with the racing, and if you're planning to keep organizing Begode races in the future.
Yeah, no matter what, we organize the race, no matter national race or global race. I think it will help our riders have a good chance to meet each other and share our opinions, experience, and a lot of mind we can get from our riders. So for the future, we will keep forward to organize the race. Yeah, no matter how bad or good, we will keep on. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So 2026 in December, see you on the race.
Yeah, sure. It's betting. Yeah, it's betting.
I saw for this year when you were planning the race, you had this marathon.
Marathon. Yeah.
That
It's
was
very interesting.
That was
actually.
very interesting, and I think this type of race is probably the most dangerous, right? Because people would be riding for extended period of time under stress, exhausted. So
And I feel most skillful because you need
Yeah.
combine the different
Combine,
style
yeah.
and technique. So asphalt,
Yeah.
off-road, and
Yeah.
the long range and fast. So
Yeah.
it really shows your skills.
Yeah. It's a complex challenger, very difficult challenger.
yeah. So will you include that in the next year?
Every year we will organize a different race. I'm not sure what's the next step for race. I hope the riders or our dealers can surprise some advice to us. We want to organize different feelings, supply different feelings to our riders and racers. Yeah.
That's cool. I'm very excited.
Yeah. So we are smiling. I think it's a good moment to the finish interview because we discuss quite many questions, and I think it's quite long time. But I'm sure you are interested and you have a lot of new information. But I want to ask you last question. Maybe you have some big dream about your life, or about maybe about the planet or people.
Yeah, actually, since I was childhood, I have a dream become a scientist. But I keep my dream for around 20 years. But when I starting to contribute the dream, contributed my company, I almost give up my dream because focus on become the scientist is not easy to reality. So after contribute the company, I changed my dream to contribute a brand for other people to realize their dreams.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sounds very romantic. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like everything in the name of the company, in name of the product, like in your name, right?
Yeah.
Everything has a deep meaning and a deep idea.
But no matter what, I will never change my original mission and my heart and the mind. Yeah. I will keep insist for my original heart forever. I think because I think for a whole life, we are difficult to do too many things. I just need to keep insist for do one or two things become good is okay for me, and I think not easy to make too many things. I just need to keep insist for one thing enough.
Yeah. That's true. I think that's true.
Yeah, that's true. I agree too.
Yeah. So, thank you very much for your time, for your answers.
Surprise.
谢谢。
不客气。
Yeah.
谢谢. Thank you. Thank you.
So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and ride safe and see you in next video. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.